everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Acres. Jason here.
And Kara.
It has been for us, you guys are a couple weeks behind us, but it's been a couple weeks for us since we filmed. We got off property last weekend.
Yep.
A little time off, went up to the mountains, saw Miss Jayla, hung out with friends, had a good time.
Beautiful, beautiful weekend, beautiful weather, and beautiful again today.
Yep, but it's good to be back at Sunshine Acres. It's gorgeous today, like you just said.
Yep.
And today we're going to be making beer. Actually, yeah, today we're going to make beer.
Well, finally we decided that today we're going to make beer. We're sure if it's today or tomorrow.
We're waffling whether we just do the prep work, whether we go ahead and do it today. We may do 2 batches. We may do 1 this weekend. We don't know.
Who was waffling?
I was.
You say we.
We as a collective whole.
We as a collective, you.
Yeah.
But we're going to go for it, and I'm excited about that decision.
Yep.
It's been a year since we brewed beer, I think.
Yeah, maybe over a year. So I've been brewing beer off and on since 2000, so 22 years. You've been brewing beer off and on for 4 or 5 years? We had a good first year or 2, maybe.
5, call it 5.
5, 6 years, so it's not something we do all the time, but we do it once or twice a year kind of thing. And today we're going to be making Bill's Farmhouse Ale.
It is really yummy.
So it's a nice malty, smooth, good hop level type of beer. We've made this same recipe 4 or 5 times now, so it's something we're very comfortable with. We're not going to try to get too technical with the beer brewing process. We're going to keep it high level. Again, the purpose of these videos is to just get you out, motivate you to go do something. If you want a super technical how to brew beer video,
Not this one.
this probably isn't it. And I don't think, even I've been doing it 20 years, I don't do everything technically exactly perfect.
Well, you can still comment on it. It'll be funny. At least for me.
But I do recipes that we've done multiple times now, so I'm comfortable doing it. And
I wouldn't know if it was wrong anyways. It seems right to me. That's all I know.
I mean, it tastes good at the end of the day, so that's what it's there for.
So that's my favorite summer beer we make. It is light colored, but not light flavored, I guess. So, not heavy, but it's just flavorful. Good summer beer.
But if you are interested in getting into brewing beer, you know somebody that might be, this is a book I got, I mean, it's been, like I said, 22 years ago. The New Complete Joy of Home Brewing by Charlie P. That's kind of like the Bible of home brewing, so check that out. And come along, we're going to make some beer, and like I said, we're going to keep it high level. We'll move pretty quick through some of this. We're going to keep it fun, and it's nice and warm out.
I'm sweating already. So you may see different shirts throughout the day.
Yep.
Just warning.
So come along, let's make some beer. Alright, so brief overview of the setup. This is a gravity fed system. 3 components to it. So up here we've got, call it the hot liquor tank. All this is water. And we've already started pre-boiling it, and we're up to 180 right now, and the temperature's coming down, so we're going to get that guy to, we may warm it up again, but between 175 and 180, so we're kind of there right now. We may add a little bit of heat to it. So then we'll bring that warm water, and then we'll put it in the mash tank here. Mash tank, and we'll get into more detail later, but this has our grains in it. It has our recipe. And we'll get into that, but it just takes grains, we crack them, we put them in this guy, and then we slowly add the warm water to it. That goes for, we mash for 90 minutes. So we're going to try to keep that guy right around 150 to 153 degrees for 90 minutes, and then we're going to move into our boil tank. And then at that point, we're going to bring that up to a boil, and then add our hops, and that's going to go for like another 90 minutes. And once we get done out of our 3-stage system here, we're going to go into 6.5 gallon carboys, and that's where the fermentation process begins. So in a nutshell, that's it. We're going to get started. Alright, so the first step we're going to get into is cracking our grains. So we've got some bulk grains here. This recipe for Bill's Farmhouse Ale. It's actually written for a 5-gallon recipe. We're going to be doing 10 So we're doubling that up. We're gonna have 12 pounds of pale 2-row, 8 pounds of Vienna malt, 2 pounds of wheat, 2 pounds of flaked oats. And what we're gonna do is measure those guys out here on the scale, run them through this malt mill here, and then ultimately so go into this guy here. So I don't know if you can see the inside. It's got a screen at the bottom of it. So we'll put all these dry cracked grains in here. That's where we're going to put the temperature water on top of it. It's going to maintain about that 150 degrees in a nice static environment. And that's where it's creating the fermentable sugars that ultimately lead to the beer. So that's where the magic happens right there. This is what it looks like here. We still have the oats to add. It's, you know, it's not powder, but it definitely breaks them down a little bit once you run it through that mill. So we'll want to mix this up a good bit and add the oats.
You want me to put them in now?
Yeah, let's do it. So we're back outside now. Like I said earlier, we want this guy to be right about 175 and rising to 180, and then we'll hook it up and put it in the grains that we just did. So as we're waiting for this temperature to warm up just a little bit, you see it's just a hard tube out of the hot liquor tank into the mash, and this is called a sparger here, and it just spins around and slowly introduces the warm water into the grains. So we're right there, 177 and rising a little bit, so we're going to start letting it go. So a quick note on sanitation while you're brewing beer. This is what we're doing today is called all grain brewing. Sanitation really comes into play after you're done boiling and you're starting to bring it down to room temperature. But then everything that touches the beer from that point on, we need to be sanitized. So that's what this tub has. Anything that'll touch the beer from that point on. So we're continuing to slowly introduce this 174 degree water into the mash tun now, and I've got thermometer in there and we're pegging 150 right now. You probably can't see that. So we're going to start the clock. We want to be right at that 150 mark for 90 minutes. So we're going to start that clock. So the 90-minute clock's already started, but we're nice and submerged now. Temperature looks good, so we're holding at 150, and now we're just going to cover that guy up and wait the rest of our 90 minutes. So talk about sanitizing. We've got these with the orange caps on, our 5-gallon carboys. That is a basket for shrimp boil that has no meaning in this video. And these guys are 3 6.5-gallon carboys. And there's one more in the sink. So once we get done boiling today, we're going to use 2 of the 6.5s, and that's where the beer goes first to begin its fermentation. 2 weeks later, it goes to the smaller one. And then 2 weeks after that, it goes into a keg. So a little lengthy process, but this is, as I mentioned earlier, after the boil. So the beer will touch the inside of this glass. So we need to sanitize. So we've been filling these up with bleach water and then rinsing them out and then putting a stopper plug in the top until it's time to get beer in there.
You're being mean. Why is this not go on?
All right, so we got about 15 minutes left on the mash. So in the meantime, I've been doing some other things, but we've got all our cleaning and sanitization done. So these are all the secondary carboys here, the 5-gallon ones, and the primary ones are over here, the 6.5-gallon ones. So all that's ready to go. So in preparation for getting done with the end of the mash, this is what we're going to be doing. We'll be draining all of the liquids. It's got the fermentable sugars in, out of the mash, into the brew kettle. And then ultimately we'll need some makeup water, so we'll go back to the hot liquor tank. And I've been firing this up every once in a while just to maintain that at about 150 degrees. I did a mid-mash temperature check and it was right at 152 degrees. So the recipe called for 153. That's pretty spot on. So high expectations for this one. So that's it. Hit our 90 minutes on the mash. This is our first look at the liquid gold. I know you can't smell that, but it is nice.
Okay, so we are getting our hot bags ready, and 2 ounces. Oh, that smells so good. Two ounces going in the first bag. And we'll get that tied up in the second. One ounce in bag number 2. And for the third bag, we thought we ordered more of these.
You say we. This is a J-dub, not a K-dub. Look at that thing.
It's filtered for a whole batch, I'm pretty sure. But we don't have any other little ones. So, this is the third bag.
My bad.
It's funny.
It's funny.
So, da-da-da. And then we are going to put this orange peel in there too. If I could open it. There we go. So, orange peel. Oh yeah.
I think that bag's big enough.
I think so. And we're going to seal these guys up.
So this is it here, getting the last little bit before we actually fire up the brew pot. Can't see that top line anymore, which is 10 gallons, so we're definitely over that. So a little bit more, and then we'll move all the rest of the stuff off behind, get that out of the way, and then we'll just be down to brewing beer. So yeah, this is right about to start popping on the boil. So this is when you tell your friends that you brew beer, and they say, that's great, we want to come over and help out. This is about the time they show up. So I never quite know how this camera looks in the sunshine. We're outside like this, but we're into the boil now. And so we're 30 minutes, let this boil. Then we'll go another 30 minutes. We'll put the first hop bag in. Second hop bag will go in for another 20 minutes, and then we'll put some Irish moss in with that as well. And then the last bag goes in for... That's a nice rolling boil right there. It's the first set of hops, goes for another 30 minutes with this guy. That smells good. Alright, second round of hops. Oh yeah. Just a splash of Irish moss.
I thought you said it was supposed to be a pinch.
Splash, pinch, throw some. Which one's more?
I don't know. Just saying, before you told me it was a pinch. A splash sounds bigger.
I don't know the difference.
I never heard of a splash before.
Well, you just saw it. It's documented now.
Okay.
So that round is going for 20 minutes.
For final hops round.
For final finishing hops. It is smelling fantastic though. So I guess it was tasked on me to tie the ridiculously large hop bag.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to figure that out.
No, I'm just going to knot the whole top of the thing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, we'll just make it a regular size hop bag via
A large knot.
lack of space. So, bad purchase, but it'll get it done.
We'll get her done.
Yeah, looking at a rolling boil is never a bad thing. Alright, this is the last round of hops in the citrus peel
Yeah,
and the ridiculously large bag. But we'll go in.
Makes it memorable.
Now, these are finishing hops, so 10 minutes, and then we're going to shut this bad boy off. Yeah, we're down to the last couple minutes of boil. That's it. Looks great. So the next activity, you can kind of see with the hoses that we have set up, is to get this guy down to temperature. So in order to do that, we're gonna use the wort chiller. This little coil guy right here. You'll see we'll plunge him in and then get him running with the garden hose, and that'll help bring the temperature down. Want to be between 75 and 80, preferably 75, but we'll make it happen.
Oh, it smells so good.
That's it, boil's over. So that is making beer.
Well, it's not all done.
No, but I mean
That's the making part. There's still a lot to do with the packaging
well,
and
there's
fermenting.
and beforehand.
Yeah.
That's why I made the comment earlier. It's like, yeah, your friends show up for this hour, but
It is the coolest part.
it is.
We're the ones that get to keep the beer.
Now it smells really good, but the task at hand right now,
Cool it down.
cool it down. So once we do get it down to temperature, we're gonna take this guy and bust it up into two carboys here, two 6.5 gallon primary carboys, and then here's the yeast, which will activate the fermentation process. It's getting close to 90 now, and this is where it takes forever to get the last 15 degrees, but we'll watch it. So now we're getting down to temperature, see that, but yeah, we are below 80, so we're right there. So we're going to shut this guy off. We've got it up on a stool, and then we're going to get it into carboys.
Got our little funnel and strainer ready to move that on over.
Here we go.
Perfect. So as you can see, it kind of looks like baby food, but it tastes very yummy. See how delicious that is to look at, and even better to eat. So whenever the hot bags come out of the kettle, I sit them in here to let them cool down before I try and empty them. And then they get this nice little juice that comes out that's very
Shrekish.
It's like a concentrated hoppy version of our beer, and it's delicious. It's really bitter, but I love to drink it. Yeah, that is going to be some good beer.
So we've got airlocks on both these guys, and we're ready to start fermenting. So these guys have about stopped bubbling here in the primary carboys. We actually did a second batch the day after. These two guys here are the Bill's Farmhouse Ale that we did the video on. Then the following day we made another batch. This is a Centennial Ale. Also just a light kind of pool drinking beer that we've made before. You can kind of hear it bubble here in the last little bit. So that's about it. We'll do a follow-up video where we show transferring these guys. So from this point to making it complete. Usually he ignores us when we're outside.
Mm-hmm. He wants to be in the video.
Okay, let him go. So that's it. We just showed you. That's actually 2 weeks after making the beer, and just showed you a quick clip of the airlock. So that's slowed down the fermentation. So it's time to transfer it, and
maybe tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that tomorrow night. And yeah, we'll do a second video of that showing the second couple transfers of beer. So it's like we'll give you one where we make it, and then all the other steps to get it in your belly.
Oh, it's exciting. It's been a while since we've brewed, so it's always fun thing for us to do together.
Look in the camera, Gonzo.
Kitty wants to be part of this video.
So that was fun. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.
Bye.